decide who goes first. Right. So up you come.
Dan!
Dan!
Well, they have a twerk off inside.
There's also
a moo off.
father of the bride.
This is between you two. You've got to sort this one out.
When does father of the bride do it?
I mean, you
I'd rather not be videoed.
It is.
Thanks, Sam. You're going to video me? I don't want to, because nobody could ever see this.
Okay.
Is that right?
It would be great.
No, I don't enjoy it.
You and Jim pay
Okay.
decide who goes
I don't
first.
want
out of two.
I don't want to be videoed. Thank you. Just look, it's a one-time thing.
Get it.
It's a one-time thing. And
put
we
your wig
get
on.
to experience it.
Satellite man and
Am I wearing a wig?
Yeah,
Okay, so Dan, rock, paper, scissors.
standing up.
Standing up. In front of
Come
everyone.
on! Yeah,
Do
come on,
it,
that.
do
Put
it.
a wig on if you want.
Okay, so who is it? Whoever wins goes first. Oh my God, it's going to be pink.
That doesn't feel right. The losers goes first.
Or the loser goes first. Well, you tell me what the
No,
rule
no,
is.
whoever wins goes first.
Whoever wins goes first. Okay.
if you lose the wind.
Is it straight in or best of three?
1, 2, 3, just straight up.
Okay.
On three or after three? After three.
Rock, paper,
1,
scissors.
2, 3, go. Right.
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Wait.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Is that your speech?
Right, now we've got
There we
Dan.
go, right, Jim's up.
I'm Jim. Not Dan.
Like him.
I've had that conversation a lot of times today. I do have a reputation for mumbling, so I apologise. If you can't hear me, you can come and read it for me. When I asked Dan if he was going to do speeches today, he said, well, do you want to do one? And I said, of course I don't. Last weekend during a jam session on that boat over there, someone mentioned that the groom usually gives a speech, and it seemed like the first time that he'd ever been aware of that. And then he said, well, if I'm doing one, you're definitely doing one. So here we are. And if you confuse me for the groom at any point today, fair enough. This happened most of our lives. But we're easier to tell apart these days. Dan's the outdoor version. Sun-baked, barefoot, smelling like compost. And I'm the other one. And we both spend a lot of energy proving we're different, but we're still weirdly twinny. Same laugh, similar thoughts, same blazing rows over things no one else even noticed. And somehow always finding our way back. And we've been close since we were small, sometimes uncomfortably close. Like the time we were having a bath together and I did a poo. Sorry, bro. There was a time at school when we made spiral snakes, those paper decorations.
Yeah.
And I hung mine from the ceiling and accidentally ripped it off. And then when my mum came in and asked who did it, I panicked. And this went on like for quite a while. And then it turned into a whole big thing. And then eventually Dan was like a really good big brother and he took the blame for it. And then she took me downstairs and told me I was a good boy. And gave me a Kit Kat, which I ate. And that was my first taste of guilt. And Dan's first real taste of injustice. I still remember it, bro. I know. Dan's had to put up with a lot from me over the years, including once a rather urgent toilet incident on the M25. We were driving from Cornwall to Essex. The traffic slowed to a crawl, but my guts didn't. And I reclined the driver's seat, Dan climbed over and took the wheel. I climbed into the back, emptied our dripping wetsuits from a plastic tub and did what had to be done. Dan drove on with the windows open, gagging, laughing, dry heaving, totally trapped. It was definitely a bonding moment. And weirdly, not our only time causing trouble on the M25. Years later we were back, this time sat in the road as part of Insulate Britain. Slightly less smelly, equally unpopular. Dan had always a bit of the principled rebel in him, as our friend James knows. They ended a rainforest expedition in Borneo by spending 3 days in a cell for refusing to pay a dodgy fine for like, what, 80 quid or something? While people were sipping cocktails, they were in custody. While I was back home talking to the British Embassy and managing a Facebook campaign to alert the world to their cause. allergic to the easy option. But he's changed too. He hasn't always been this wholesome, but look at him now. Compost toilet, solstice wedding, hundreds of trees, crates of veg, and fingers permanently stained with soil. 14 years ago-ish, he started planting here. And since then he's restored habitat, nurtured biodiversity, grown food, supported community projects, and donated harvest to food banks. This field is messy, it's magic, and it's working. He's gone from disruption to deep-rooted resilience, from tunnels and roadblocks to turnips and chard. And honestly, a few of us wondered if today would actually happen. Would it be ready on time? Would there be somewhere to sit? Would the path to the toilet be passable? But in true Dan and Charlotte fashion, it's all come together gloriously, beautifully, just about on time. A little rough around the edges, but full of character and held up by love and community, which is exactly how it should be. And many of you arrived early today, helping to add the final touches, stringing up bunting and arranging foliage, making this place sing. Well done, team. For Dan and Charlotte, the magic really started at Tropical Pressure, a local festival. I'm wearing the wig. That's right. Dan was a steward and he started talking about this woman who he'd been working with, who made her own wine, made her own chutney, and she was perfect. He was giddy, like a teenage boy in high vis. Then she appeared on the sun deck and he made a beeline, heart first, and that was that. Charlotte, you're warm, grounded, funny, and full of life. You and Dan match in the ways that matter. You're both playful, passionate, and often slightly late. But you get things done together. Welcome to our slightly odd, extremely twinny family. And I'm sorry about the wildly inaccurate picture Dan will paint of me next time we fall out. Where's Max?
He's on a trampoline.
All right. Well, Max is another VIP. I'll tell him later. He's clever, funny, and just the right amount of trouble. And Dan's lucky to be in this gang.
Talking about you.
He's brilliant. Also, I want to say how lovely it is to have our big sister Julie here today.
Yes.
She doesn't get out to big events very often, so it means a lot to have her here with us. She's put up with us a lot longer than anyone else on the planet, and probably has a few of her own stories to tell. But don't worry, we won't make you tell them. We're glad you're here. While I'm naming people, I want to mention Vivian, or V, but not Viv. Don't call her Viv. Vivian, well done, thank you, and I'm sorry you've had to listen to us both moan at each other for 25 years. You're a truly loyal friend to us both, and you deserve a medal. Your ability to kindly referee our stupid arguments and help us both see it from the other side is quite probably the reason that we're mostly still able to get along nicely. And finally, if our parents were here today, they would absolutely love Charlotte and Max. And they would be so proud of Dan. Our dad was a community worker and a keen grower, and people used to say I was more like him. But in recent years, watching Dan plant, share, lead and support, I see Dad in him more and more. You see it in how he quietly takes on way too much, says yes to everything, and somehow still remembers to water the plants, most of the time. Dan, we're all proud of you, not for what you've done, but for who you've become. So on this longest day, let's raise a glass.
There's loads of booze if anyone wants.
To soil, sweat and sibling nonsense, to turkeys, poodles, protests and poo, to Kit Kats uneaten and arguments unresolved, and to love, weird, wild and real, to Dan and Charlotte.
Dan and Charlotte.
Cheers.